Welcome to the... So our mission today, unpack Minecraft. Lots of people know about its success, but we want to dig into why. How did this whole thing happen from one guy coding to this? And we'll even get into some of the, hidden story players find inside.
Yeah, we've looked at a bunch of stuff, history, lore, deep dives, you name it. The goal is to figure out what made this blocky world such a global thing and why it's stuck around.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Marcus Persson, Notch. What did our sources say about his early days? How did that set the stage?
Well, the interesting thing is his path wasn't typical. Our sources really point out this natural talent for coding he had, like before he was even 10, making pretty decent little games.
Wow.
Yeah, but he didn't finish high school, so his whole future was basically riding on those coding skills.
Yeah.
Which is pretty intense when you think about it.
Definitely.
But it worked out. He landed his first job at 18 with King, the Candy Crush people.
So the talent was obvious, but did that maybe unconventional start influence how he designed games later? Less formal structure, maybe?
It seems like it gave him some freedom, maybe. While he was a king, he was always tinkering with his own projects on the side, and that's when the idea for Minecraft really sparked. He saw this other game, Infiniminor.
Ah, Infiniminor, right. That blocky digging game. That was the main inspiration.
That was definitely the core, yeah. Breaking blocks, exploring underground. But it wasn't just that. He pulled ideas from other places too.
Like what?
Like Dwarf Fortress, the really deep building and managing resources side of things, and even Roller Coaster Tycoon, surprisingly. The sort of simulations strategy feel.
Huh. You can actually kind of see all those threads now you mention it.
Right. It was this mix of ideas he put together. That was the start of Minecraft's DNA.
Okay, so he's got the idea brewing. Things started moving fast then. That first version, Minecraft Classic, May 2009, browser game, just building stuff. How did that go over?
It took off, like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
People loved it, enough that he eventually quit King to work on it.
Okay.
There was a small pause, though. He had to get another job for a bit at jalbum.net just to, keep the lights on.
Right, practicality calls. But that didn't last.
Nope. He left Jalbum, went all in on Minecraft, and started his own company, Mojang, in 2010. And that's when development really kicked into high gear.
That's when survival mode came in.
Exactly. Survival mode was huge.
Yeah.
Interest just shot up. The beta version went on sale late 2010, getting updates all the time. And then the full release, November 18, 2011. That was also when Minecon started, those big fan events. Really built the community early on.
Okay, let's jump forward a few years because this is a huge moment. 2014, Mojang gets sold to Microsoft for over $2 billion. Yeah. Why sell? Why did Notch let it go?
From what our sources say, Notch's reason was basically Minecraft just got too massive for him. He felt like it demanded constant attention, and he wanted to step back, maybe work on smaller things again, so he handed it over to Microsoft.
But that Microsoft deal, it caused some waves, didn't it? Some players talk about a lost charm period after that. Was it really Microsoft changing things, or was it more complicated?
Well, there was definitely a feeling that the community side took a hit. Microsoft really pushed the Windows 10 and Xbox versions, and that brought more moderation, sure, but also paid add-ons.
Ah, the marketplace, skins, texture packs.
Yeah, all that stuff. Things that used to be free downloads from the community in the Java edition, suddenly you had to buy them in the new version. So, yeah, some felt like the community spirit was being sidelined for profit. But, there's also the other side. The game was getting older. Maybe popularity would have dipped anyway, regardless of who owned it. It's hard to say for sure.
Right. So popularity did dip for a while. Seemed like maybe its peak was over. But then 2019, something crazy happens. Minecraft just explodes again, completely unexpected. What happened there? What did the sources say?
It was wild. One of the biggest comebacks in gaming, maybe ever. The whole image shifted. It stopped being seen by some as, just for kids. Suddenly it was cool again. Big influencers played a massive role. Our sources point right at PewDiePie starting a Minecraft series. That just broke the internet, basically.
Wow, the power of one creator.
Absolutely. But it wasn't just him creating hype. It tapped into something deeper.
Nostalgia.
Huge wave of nostalgia, yeah. It brought back so many older players, reminding them of, better, younger times, as one source put it. It really showed how strong that gaming community connection is. A decade-old game bringing everyone back together.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So how did it manage that? What were the core things that let it have that kind of staying power that allowed for such a huge comeback? Our sources seem to boil it down to three key things: availability, the community, and its sort of unique purpose. Let's talk availability first.
Yeah, this one's crucial. Minecraft runs on almost anything. The PC requirements are incredibly low, so
Yeah.
tons of people worldwide could play it, even on older computers.
Which is pretty rare for big games, right? Usually you need the latest hardware.
Exactly. It made it super accessible, sort of democratic in a way. Didn't matter if you had a fancy gaming rig.
And it wasn't just PCs, it's everywhere. Xbox, PlayStation, phones, tablets, Kindle Fire, even Apple TV, apparently, if you have a controller.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's cheap, like $20, sometimes less on mobile. One source said it's basically impossible not to own Minecraft.
Fair point.
That massive reach. From day one, just set it up for a huge potential audience. It wasn't just democratizing gaming, it was a democratizing creation.
Okay, but being available isn't the whole story. That second pillar. The community. You mentioned before Microsoft changed things. The Java edition was where it was all happening. YouTube Let's Plays were big, but the modding scene, that was something else.
Oh, completely. Modders were just churning out amazing stuff, all free. New looks with texture packs, custom skins, whole new maps and game modes. Like, people made Hunger Games in Minecraft. They put Pokemon in Minecraft.
Seriously? Pokemon?
Yeah. The creativity was just off the charts. People built working calculators, working computers inside the game.
Okay, a working computer inside Minecraft. That's mind-bending. What does that tell you about the game itself? And how it connects with those players?
It just shows how much freedom, how much agency the game gives you. And this amazing loop formed. Modders made cool new stuff. YouTubers showed it off, which brought in more players and inspired more modders. It kept the game fresh constantly. And even later, when new styles of play emerged, like really fast-paced stuff from players like Dream or Technoblade, the community just kept evolving alongside it.
Which brings us to that third pillar, maybe the strangest one. The purpose of nothing. The idea that maybe Minecraft's biggest strength is that it doesn't tell you what to do. No main quest, no set rule.
Right. And that lack of a goal, it's not emptiness, it's an invitation. It taps into that basic human thing of wanting to make your own mark, tell your own story. You become the architect, the director of your own experience.
It gets compared to digital Legos a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe more fun. Easier to use, cheaper, and you can take it anywhere. Want to build a giant castle and then immediately burn it down? Go for it. Want to gear up and fight the big bosses like the Wither? You can do that too.
So the sources suggest that this simplicity, this sort of do-it-yourself approach, is a huge reason why it became the biggest game ever. It puts you, the player, in charge, not the developer.
Totally. You're a co-creator of your own fun. That resonates.
And that player-driven nature leads to something else fascinating, the lore. Even in a game about total freedom, players started finding hints of a story, a deep history hidden in the world. How did they even figure that out?
It's pretty incredible, really. Just the community piecing together clues, environmental details, little hints left in the structures. And what they've uncovered is this whole backstory.
Okay, lay it on us. Where does it start?
It seems to start way back with the first human-like beings, kind of like Neanderthals, evolving into what players call the ancient builders. They went from basic survival to building complex stuff, desert temples, those big underwater prismarine monuments, the huge abandoned mine shafts you find underground.
So a civilization was growing, building, exploring, but they got ambitious.
Yeah, seems like it. They got tired of the same old biomes, the same old blocks. They wanted more. And that's where this figure, King Alexander, comes in.
A king, okay.
Yeah, from apparently a more advanced group. He builds the very first nether portal, him and his son. Apparently he'd done some tests throwing pigs through. Most didn't come back, but he went anyway. Adventure cult.
Bold move. How did the Nether treat them?
Terribly. Super hostile.
Yeah.
Crazy heat, explosions everywhere. They immediately had to build those huge nether fortresses, the red brick ones and the stone bastions, just to survive and store stuff. But then, things got darker.
How so?
Well, the pigs they brought for food, kept in the bastions, they started feeding them netherwort, this weird fungus, and it turned them into aggressive zombie pigmen.
Oh.
Yeah. And then Alexander's son was actually killed by them while out looking for food. Just devastating for the king.
Oh, man. So grief-stricken, blaming himself, what did he do? The sources mention experiments.
Yeah, he got desperate. He started messing with soul sand, you know, that creepy block that
Well.
seems to hold souls. He combined it with his son's skull, trying to somehow bring him back.
That sounds like a bad idea.
It was a catastrophic one. Instead of his son, he accidentally created the Wither, this super powerful, corrupted being, and it immediately started attacking everything, destroying his people.
So the Wither wasn't originally like a natural boss. It was created.
According to this interpretation of lore, yeah. An accident born from grief. Its attacks forced Alexander and the survivors underground into those strongholds you find, trying to hide. But they could still hear the Wither's explosions getting closer.
Needed another escape plan.
Exactly. So Alexander tries interdimensional travel again. He makes a new kind of portal block, fills it with Eyes of Ender, creates the first end portal.
But activating it wasn't exactly quiet, was it?
Not at all. Super loud. So loud, the lore suggests that you can still hear end portals activating from anywhere in the world. And, crucially, it alerted the Wither. They had to make a panicked jump through the portal into the end dimension.
Rough trot for King Alexander. So they land in the end and face the Ender Dragon.
Right. Another hostile world. They barely survived, made it to the Outer End Islands, started eating the chorus fruit they found there, built the end cities.
But the chorus fruit had side effects.
Apparently, yeah. Long-term, eating it transformed them. They became Endermen, got the teleportation powers, but totally lost their memories, forgot who they were.
Wow. That's kind of tragic. And the Wither.
The theory goes it eventually just ran out of steam back in the Nether. Its giant skeleton decayed, leaving behind those bone blocks you find in the Soul Sand Valleys.
So after all that ancient history, where do we, the players, fit in when we load up a new world?
Well, you arrive centuries later. You're basically discovering the ruins of this lost civilization. You're finding what the ancient builders left behind. And maybe you're there to finally succeed where they failed. Beat the bosses, explore all the dimensions. It adds this amazing layer of hidden purpose, right?
It really does. So yeah, looking back at the whole journey, Notch's coding dream, how easy it is to get and play, that incredible community creativity, the total freedom, and even this deep, hidden story players found. It starts to make sense why this blocky game became such a monster hit. We wanted this deep dive to help you see all those pieces together.
It really shows how simple ideas, when they empower the player, can become something truly special and long-lasting.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you. If Minecraft's magic ingredient is letting you build anything, letting you be the creator, does that mean the entertainment that sticks around the longest isn't just stuff we watch or play, but stuff that lets us become part of the creation itself?
Something to think about. Maybe build on it in your own world.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.